Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the final English session before we all come back together. Hopefully, I am recording this a week in advance, so hopefully it will be happening. One thing I have to apologise for is at the end of the last English writing lesson, I talked about writing tomorrow. What I completely forgot was that it was World Book Day yesterday, so you will have to excuse me. And I know that this is Friday and not Thursday. Okay, so what we're going to do this morning is we are going to take, again, our learning intention is to be able to write one side of the argument. But what we're going to do is we're going to use yesterday's learning to help us to write the main part of the argument. So we wrote the opening yesterday. Today, we're going to be using the same tools to help us write the main part of the argument. And to be able to write this, what we're going to be using are the persuasive writing word mat, okay, which I have dropped onto today's writing argument lesson plan on the website, and also I've plopped it into the rainbow folder as well, so you can find it in two places. You'll also need your argument points from 3 days ago, okay, so where we made our list of arguments, you'll need those again this morning. And of course, you'll be carrying on from yesterday's opening part of the argument. Now, I'm going to go to the Waggle again this morning. What I am not going to do is read you the Waggle in full again. We did that Wednesday. What we are going to be thinking about today is the main 2 or 3 paragraphs. Okay, so I've enlarged those and dropped them on here. You can see I've written, in my opinion, Ben and Sue had the right to create their own extraordinary, magnificent creatures. After all, the gods had not finished creating the world, so why shouldn't Ben and Sue have a chance or a turn? So in that first paragraph there, I've got frontal adverbial, okay, persuasive piece of language. I've got another frontal adverbial here, so I've got those in 2 places, okay. And I'm also looking at trying to build in some lovely descriptive language. I've got here an expanded noun phrase, and I'm using extraordinary and magnificent. They are sort of significantly upskilled words than just dull, boring, average words. Okay, and I finish off the paragraph with a rhetorical question. So I've got all sorts of really, really good year 4 writing objectives being used in this particular paragraph here. I then start the next paragraph with, there can be no doubt. Now that is a persuasive starter from the persuasive language sheet that I have provided you with. There can be no doubt that the gods have been incredibly lazy. So again, I'm not just saying they're lazy, I'm using an adverb in there to describe how they're being lazy. You know, they're being amazingly lazy, incredibly lazy. Surely you can see, persuasive starter again, that someone else deserves a chance to complete this stunning, exquisite world. So again, high level, upskilled vocabulary for year 4. And the final paragraph, I am convinced, okay, so again, persuasive starter, that the world is big enough to support many other species. Holes need to be filled, and what better way than to create new, spectacular creatures. Possibly here, new, I could maybe upskill that. Maybe I could have fresh or something like that instead of new, but definitely spectacular is good. The world is vast. Again, upskilled, not big, not enormous, but vast. Really good word. Anyone can see, persuasive sentence opener, that new creatures would make the world a better place, exclamation. So you can see there that I've got in those 3 paragraphs some really exciting words. I'm using rhetorical questions, I'm using exclamations, I'm using expanded noun phrases, I'm using persuasive sentence openers. That would be a really good piece of writing for a year 4 to have a go at trying to reproduce. So with that in mind, your independent task will be to write the main argument this morning. So this, as I've mentioned already, this should be the part that followed on from the opening that you wrote yesterday. It should probably be 3 points where possible, Although if you could only think of two, or you've only got two, that would be acceptable as well, as long as you've made the paragraphs nice and detailed. All I would ask is that each argument point needs a paragraph of its own, and each paragraph needs a persuasive sentence starter. So you will need to have a look at either my Waggle, if you wanted to borrow some of what I've used, or go to the word map and pick some of your own. Just make sure it's relevant and that it works for you. In terms of what we would want to use this morning, as I've also already mentioned, one paragraph for every argument point, one persuasive starter for each paragraph. I'd like descriptive language to be used, so expanded noun phrases. I also want you to really think about using high-level, brilliant language. Okay, don't forget, try and use rhetorical questions and exclamations, because they just bring your writing alive. They make it more interesting to read. Okay, I am going to give you probably about half an hour to write on this morning, so please don't waste your time. You've got to get all of the paragraphs completed and ready for the plenary at the end of the session, where we're going to have a look at the ending of the piece of writing. Okay, so press pause while you're writing independently, and press play when you're ready to come back to me. So 30 minutes from now, off you go. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully the writing's gone well for you this morning. What I want to have a look at in the plenary this morning is just the closing paragraph. Okay, now I've got here, this is the one that I've copied and pasted from my Waggle. In conclusion, the gods have had their chance to complete this dazzling diamond of a world. They have wasted this chance by resting on their laurels, by becoming too relaxed. So why not give Ben and Sue the opportunity to use their creative talents to make the world a better place? Okay, so I've got their rhetorical question at the end. Now, what I have got here, in conclusion, okay, that is on the persuasive starter sheet. Okay, there is a section there about endings or conclusions. Use something in there to help you with the closing paragraph. I've also tried to put in here, dazzling diamond of a world is not only expanded noun phrase, but hopefully some of you will be picking that it's alliteration. Okay, there's the same sound on the two descriptive words that I've put together, the two adjectives I've put together. So what I want you to have a look at have a go at in the next 10 minutes or so, I really want you to have a look at the closing paragraph. Could you possibly finish off your argument this morning? Okay, it doesn't have to be a hugely long paragraph, but I do want you to think about using the persuasive sentence starter, maybe expanded noun phrase, even some alliteration if you're feeling really brave, and a chance to add in there a rhetorical question at the end. Leave it as if people can be left in no doubt about who is right in this argument. Okay, so it's just something that sums everything up, brings it all together. Okay, so as I say, no more than 10 minutes really. Press pause while you're writing and press play. You don't need to press play. Hopefully the next time you hear me when we're talking about English will be on Monday, and we'll be in the classroom and we'll all be together. So for the last time, stay safe and hopefully see you on Monday. Take care then. Bye bye.